Welcome back to The Big Picture. I'm Bryn.
Yep, and I'm Colin. Jay Fox joining us now from the Ohio News Network.
Hi.
We've been told we have to say our names more.
We do.
Yes.
Jay, Bryn, Colin.
Love it. Okay.
Big picture. Here we go.
All right. So we were talking about the testimony that happened at the State House regarding voter requirements. We know in the state of Ohio, you already have to show your your ID in order to vote. But this is a new effort to get that solidified into the state constitution. Can you talk to us a little more about this?
Correct.
And what was said in that testimony yesterday?
So lawmakers are proposing that this become a constitutional amendment to make it a permanent part of our Ohio bylaws. So here's what we know so far. You must have a photo ID. That would be a driver's license or a state ID card, but it must be issued by the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles. You also have to provide the last four of your social. We know that. You can no longer vote with just a military ID. You can't provide a copy of a photo ID. And the old days of here's my electric bill, my bank statement, government check, etc., those are all gone. So yesterday, the committee heard from 80 people. It took 3 hours. They called it a marathon. 78 of those 80 people were against this particular constitutional amendment, which is called House Joint Resolution 9, and they were appearing before what's called the Ohio House General Government Committee.
And there are a lot of concerns surrounding senior citizens and their access to voting, people who live in rural communities. What are some of the other concerns that came up yesterday?
So the biggest concern is that it locks in the technology that we have today. It makes no provisions whatsoever for modernization of voting systems. The opponents also argue that the strict wording could accidentally invalidate mail-in and absentee ballots. Civil rights groups argue that it provides unnecessary barriers to voting among low-income Ohioans, seniors, and students.
Yeah. So what happens next? We know ultimately Governor DeWine has the final say.
He does not. So we will have more hearings, an eventual committee vote, and then the resolution has to pass the House and the Senate, but it will not go to Governor DeWine to decide because constitutional amendments in the state of Ohio don't go before the governor for approval. If it passes, it becomes a November ballot issue, and it's up to you and me to decide whether we want it or not.
Right, and we've seen a lot of ballot initiatives in terms of constitutional amendments in the recent years. Obviously, abortion rights were the big one.
Yep.
Recently, that came before it is now in the Ohio Constitution. We're talking about marijuana. Were marijuana laws constitutional, or was that just a ballot initiative?
No, it's a ballot issue.
Yes. So there's that, and then obviously we've got the folks who are trying to ban large-scale data centers as a constitutional amendment.
Correct.
They are in the process of gathering signatures. Anyway, who, at least from here in Central Ohio, is taking a look at this, and who's got a hand in all of this?
So again, this is the Ohio House General Government Committee, and our friends Republican Representative Kevin Miller and Democratic Representative Allison Russo are the people from Central Ohio that you might want to reach out to if you have thoughts on the matter.
Yeah. Okay. Jay Fox, Ohio News Network. Thank you so much for coming on.
Have a fantastic weekend.
Enjoy your weekend.
Go
get
Guardians.
those peaches. Apparently he's buying peaches.
It's peach truck season.
Peach truck season.